Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji, Secretary to Government Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Shri Rajesh Verma, Chairman NAFRA, Shri A.B. Pandeji, Dr. M.S. Sahu, ex-chairman IBBI, my colleagues in the Commission, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and a warm welcome to the 13th Annual Day of the Competition Commission of India. We gather here today to celebrate an important day. 13 years ago, on this very day, the substantive provisions of the Competition Act 2002 relating to anti-competitive conduct were notified, marking a watershed moment in the regulatory governance of the Indian economy. I am glad the celebrations of this special occasion are being held in person and not behind the screens of our devices. Friends, aided by our country's resilience and carefully designed government policies, a rebound of the economy is underway. Now more than ever, we need markets to work well. The Commission has a critical role in safeguarding fair play in markets. The importance of a well-functioning competition authority in COVID times got further emphasized. We hope that as an institution, we responded to this challenge well and stood the test of time and expectations of stakeholders. As we all know, regulatory bodies such as CCI are tools of the government used to implement or give effect to public policies. Antitrust law is aimed at fostering public good, that is, competition, preventing market distortions that break the link between liberalized markets and the productivity and innovation gains that they are believed to yield is the core mandate of the Commission. However, implementing a theoretical concept into workable practice poses tremendous challenges. CCI devoted its formative years to shaping the regime in consonance with evolving market realities while anchoring it in the economic development goals of the nation. Our law is modeled on the best global templates, and we suitably adapted our law to meet domestic requirements, keeping in mind the state of the economy. I can say with some confidence that we have overcome the growing pains of the evolutionary phase in which we addressed a variety of challenges, be it procedural, jurisdictional, interpretational, or capacity related. However, the journey is long and there are miles to go. We believe that the enforcement of the law has been robust yet judicious, with interventions calibrated keeping in mind the nature of contraventions, the sector involved, and the overall state of the economy. During this 13-year-long journey, we have reviewed over 1,100 antitrust cases, 900 combination filings, and held over 1,200 advocacy events. However, more than what the numbers reveal, the Commission through these years has developed a sound body of jurisprudence across diverse sectors of the economy by engaging with various stakeholders. A key metric that helps us gauge the effectiveness of our enforcement is the behavioral changes of market participants pursuant to our decisions. We are glad to observe that there is a slow but a definite change in the behavior of firms. At times, after the initiation of proceedings, the parties have responded with behavioral self-corrections. CCI has been constantly upgrading its investigation toolkits and techniques to uncover anti-competitive conduct, which are often hatched in secrecy using sophisticated and encrypted means of communications. Forensic tools, data analytics, and dawn rates are increasingly becoming useful methods during the investigation process. Being an economic law, case assessment is backed by robust analysis rooted in sound economic principles. The approach adopted by the Commission for Assessment is also fine-tuned and updated regularly to factor in the evolving nature of markets. On merger control, we are mindful that mergers and acquisitions are crucial instruments for investment flows, creating economic synergies and helping create scale economies for firms crucial for competing in today's globalized economic order. 2021 saw a surge in M&A activities as acquirers raised to leverage key growth opportunities across sectors in India. I am glad that CCI became a facilitator in this process through expeditious assessment of combination filings. In fact, the average time taken for the approval of combination cases has come down to 17 working days. CCI has also taken several measures to ensure certainty of compliance requirements, transparency of process, and predictability of outcomes. The introduction of Green Channel for automatic approval of combinations was a step in this direction. This was the first of its kind system in the world available when the businesses of the parties do not exhibit overlap. This system has received positive feedback from the industry, and as on date, 54 cases have been approved under Green Channel, constituting around 25% of the total filings. In continuation of efforts to reduce compliance burden, the Commission recently revised Form 2, removing duplicity, limiting information requirements so that it remains focused and relevant to the objective of the assessment of a merger. In over 900 combinations reviewed so far, remedies were ordered only in 2% cases. We firmly believe that our constant engagement with stakeholders and our balanced approach to regulations have resulted in a pro-market regulatory system that expeditiously facilitates synergetic transactions. The rise of the digital economy and the reliance of consumers and businesses on digital platforms has accelerated considerably during the pandemic, multiplying the need for competition agencies to take a closer look at digital markets. Not very long ago, technology markets were thought to be driven by intense innovation, rivalry characterized by creative destruction. However, far from being self-correcting, digital markets appear to have intrinsic features that help entrench market power. Novel issues posed by digital markets require new skill sets for investigation, adjudication, knowledge creation, and augmentation of capacities in the areas such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, algorithm design, etc. Going forward, we will have to sharpen and chisel our regulatory toolkit for both antitrust and mergers to account for data-centric ecosystems, as India has emerged as one of the biggest and fastest growing digital consumer bases. In this process, while market distortions need to be corrected promptly, it is equally important that incentives for innovation are not compromised. In digital markets, various jurisdictions, based on their experience and difficulties in regulating big tech, have proposed or undertaken various ex-ante legislative measures. The global developments seem to indicate that due to peculiar and unique characteristics and features of digital markets, some ex-ante legislative measures may be required to supplement the extant ex-post antitrust tools in regulating big tech in an effective and robust manner. Such measures need to be studied to understand the framework and institutional mechanism for implementation to explore the feasibility of adoption in the Indian context. We have also been mandated with the task of competition advocacy, and we pursue this with zeal. What is, however, critical is the identification of gaps and pursuing customized stakeholder relevant advocacy initiatives. In order to do so, we have added market studies and stakeholder consultations as crucial elements for bridging information gaps. The learning from these market studies allow the Commission to appreciate various strategic interactions in markets. During the pandemic, the pivotal role of the pharmaceutical sector in the public health agenda came to the forefront. Our years of enforcement have shown us that certain industry practices in the pharmaceutical sector do not allow markets to work effectively. Accordingly, a multi-pronged and harmonized regulatory response to the issue of drug quality was recommended. CCI has from time to time received various cases relating to film distribution industry. With the increasing use of technology and emergence of new age players such as OTTs in the sector, it was felt necessary to understand the market construct and dynamics. So a market study on film distribution has been commissioned to gain insights into various aspects of the state of competition and concerns over anti-competitive practices in the film distribution chain. The past 2 years have posed unprecedented challenges on multiple fronts. CCI took a series of measures to ease compliance through a trust-based approach. During this period, CCI calibrated monetary penalties, taking into consideration the prevailing economic situation as well as the fact that some of the contributing parties were micro, small, and medium enterprises. CCI recently put in place a comprehensive confidentiality regime by amending the CCI general regulations. The objective is to establish a robust information sharing regime through the setting up of a confidentiality ring that allows parties to effectively present their cases in the interest of justice without compromising the sanctity of commercially sensitive information. To provide further ease of access to stakeholders, CCI opened its first regional office in Chennai last year. Today, we are deeply honored that the Honorable Union Minister will be inaugurating the second office in Kolkata, creating awareness and inculcating a culture of competition in all economic spheres at the state level will get a fillip with these regional offices in place. We hope to build capacities such that we can funnel competition advocacy initiatives through these regional offices that reflect ground priorities. The Commission's advocacy literature is being translated to different regional languages for better regional outreach. Last year, CCI released advocacy booklets in Tamil, Marathi, Bengali. This year, we are adding 2 more languages to this list. We are honored that the Honorable Union Minister has kindly consented to release the Kannada and Malayalam advocacy booklets. On this occasion, I would also like to thank the Honorable Ma'am to have agreed to launch CCI's upgraded website, which is stakeholder-friendly for e-consultations and has mobile compatibility features, in addition to providing information that is easy to access. With these words, I once again welcome the Honorable Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and all the dignitaries present with us today. Thank you very much.